Good morning, everyone. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you for being here on this day off for a lot of us. Oh, gosh. Memorial Day, I remember when I was a child, we would go and put flowers on my grandmother's um, grave and my grandfather's. And I remember the peonies would be usually in Iowa be full bloom. And oh my gosh, those flowers smell so good if you've ever smelled them. And we would cut a bunch from the backyard and take them and put them in in the vase that was part of the plot where they were, and just remembering in general. And Memorial Day is for a lot of remembering. And as I was thinking about our time together today, I felt in therapist mode a little bit more than meditation mode, and just was thinking about, honoring all the people who have served in wars over the years and over the planet, and being grateful for their service, being grateful for their lives, being grateful for their memories. And I was thinking about our own internal history and all the battles we have fought individually in our lives. And it doesn't have to be a battle that had some big outcome or some big battle in the first place, but sometimes every day we get up and we're battling something. And not to make life seem like an ongoing battle, but we are getting up and conquering things every day, just in the little things that we accomplish. And I was thinking about our meditation time. Sometimes it's nice to go back and just recognize those younger parts of us that have come a long way, that have been through a lot. And we are here today to talk about it and to show that we made it through. And the only person we need to do that demonstration for is ourselves, to see, look, hey, I grew up with this, that, or the other thing, and here I am today. I went through that medical thing, and here I am today. I went through a relationship that was difficult, and here I am today. Whatever your battles have been, there are different, how do I want to say this? There are different ages of us that went through those. Like, we today can look back and have certain thoughts and feelings about those battles that we've been through. But there is also that us, that self that went through those battles in the first place. And that was the warrior of us. We are the historian today, but that was the warrior. And we're going to just acknowledge all of those soldiers that we have had within us, moving through all sorts of situations in life, and even the joys that we have experienced are part of that process as well. So we're just going to have a Memorial Day meditation about our own victories and overcomings. And even if we didn't think they were victories at the time, here we are today. So we must have been victorious over something. So, and as we do that for ourselves and have that compassion for those ups and downs, for those wins and losses, according to our own judgment of those, we can extrapolate that feeling, that love, that compassion to all the soldiers and all the countries that have ever been in battle, and knowing that, whatever we might think about it, it happened, continues to happen. So we just hold that compassion, and that, someday there'll be a historian that looks back on this with understanding, compassion, and hopefully from a standpoint that this somehow moved us forward, somehow got this checked off the list, and moved us forward as humanity. So that can be a little challenging, I know, but we're just going to focus on ourselves today. So we don't have to worry about the rest of the world yet. All right, so I invite you to get comfortable where you are. Take a couple of deep breaths. your mind body system know we're switching gears to being still, being present, breathing the full breath in, full breath out. Feel that expansion in your belly. You pull that air in through the diaphragm, over the diaphragm. Breathing out and squeezing that belly to the back of the spine, pushing all the air out. And then let your breathing return to a natural rate, again through the belly. And we're just going to walk ourselves through our lives. That standpoint of the loving witness, the loving observer. So the historian, is, if you will, but a loving, compassionate historian. And I invite you to just picture yourself as an infant. Having battled its way into the world. And no matter what the circumstances, there was awe that moment that we were born. And right now, we just feel that awe, feel that love. You might even picture yourself taking that infant self, that newborn self in your arms. And as you hold that self, you're embracing all the years in between, all the experiences, all the ups and downs. And just let that baby know that they're never alone. You're always here. That we're always there for ourselves. We have always come through anything we've needed to come through. Now we're just going to take a little walk through all those different ages we've been. And if there are ages or situations that we touch upon that are difficult, it's okay to just skip over those for now. This is a time of love, of appreciation, of awe, of recognizing triumph no matter what, because we're here today. And if there are things we need to work on, we can do that. We can ask for help. We can support ourselves in healing. But for now, we're walking through this triumphant life of ours. We have our toddler self that learned how to walk and run and crawl and play. We have our preschool self that learned about sharing and being nice. That preschool time is a big transition in consciousness for us as human beings. It's the beginning of understanding that we're a self that's separate from our parents. Sometimes that's a smooth process, sometimes it's not, but the beginning of our development of a self identity. And that's a big accomplishment. And we have that elementary school self. So much learning taking place, so much growing taking place. This is our training ground for being a human being. And maybe we had wonderful training, maybe we had limited or faulty training. Whatever it is, we just acknowledge that we have our observer historian self there, that um, witness to having made it through. We have our junior high school or middle school self that had its own battles, another big leap in development of self identity. God bless us all. We made it through that difficult time. Lots of angst at this age for kids. So we just hold that in love and compassion. We have our high school self that had its own challenges and growth. Maybe your teenage self was a boundary tester. Maybe it was a people pleaser. Maybe it was somewhere in between. It's all part of what has made up who we are today. And if there's any time or situation along our journey today that you feel, oh gosh, I wish that wouldn't have happened, just bring that compassion to it. The compassion to what is, what was, that we can't change it, but we can choose how we hold it. No matter what, no matter what we went through, we learned and we grew from it. Even if we still have thoughts or opinions about it, we did learn, we did grow. And our historian can see that. Our historian can see all those hills and valleys. We move into our young adult self, holding that with love and compassion. So many possibilities. Moving into adulthood, maybe you got married, maybe you went to school, maybe you got a job, maybe you had children. You just hold this whole 18 through 20s time period. Again, another huge leap in self-identity. creating that sense of self, that sense of who we are in the world, and the struggle that is, the necessary, sometimes exciting struggle to become adult. And we just, with that compassionate observer self, set aside all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, or the shouldn't have, couldn't have, wouldn't have. Of course, we would do things differently. Of course, there are things we would change. Of course, there are things we would understand better. But this is our time to hold in love and compassion that self that was doing the best that it knew how to do. And we honor the courage of that. And I invite you to keep moving forward into your adulthood, decade by decade, until you reach where you are today. Spend a few moments doing that, acknowledging those ups and downs, acknowledging the joys and the sorrows, the difficulties, and the triumph over those difficulties, the blessings, the losses, the gains, bring this love and compassion to our whole life. And we have every moment moving forward to live from that wisdom we've gained, to live from that compassion we have for ourselves and extending that to others, knowing that they've been through their own lifetime of battles and triumphs. And we spend a moment now holding our whole world, our whole planet in this compassion and love. We set all judgment aside and hold the whole world, each individual on the planet having gone through their own version of what we just remembered during our time. And breathe into every cell of your being right now, every cell of your body, that love and compassion, and just let it fill you, surround you. Let it fill your day, your week ahead. And let this experience of love and compassion be a memorial within you of all, not just that you went through, but that humanity as a whole has gone through. Step by step, we move forward. And the more we hold that love and compassion within ourselves, that is our light that we carry. That's our Mhm. Our candle in the wind. A very important candle. It's our job to keep that lit as we go forward. We have time to continue to sit in this love, this compassion, this holding the world in that love and light right now. I invite you to do so if you need to go about your Memorial Day activities. Just take a deep breath or two. Back to your chair, your body, your room that you're in. I hope you have a wonderful Memorial Day, just carrying with you your own love and appreciation for yourself, as well as a love and appreciation for all beings on the planet that have been battling in our best interest for a long time, no matter what the situation has been. We're all in this together. We've all been working together, whether it feels like it or not. So we just hold that thought for today. Have a wonderful week. I look forward to seeing you next week, and have a fun Memorial Day today. Thoughtful one. Bye-bye for now.